the type of people having these conversations seriously because they don't even have a bed frame. Let's be real.
Yo. Where women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And I would love to know what y'all's thoughts are about this. Send us some DMs. Let us know if you've ever been, exposed when you tried to take somebody on a date to one of these places or anything like that. But I will say the overarching theme of this list was chain restaurants.
Spooky.
Yeah. No chain restaurants. So number one on the list was Cheesecake Factory.
Oh man,
followed by Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden. Now, that's the top five. I will say the outlier in that top five is definitely Chipotle because that's a fast food place, whereas the others are actually sit-down restaurants.
Well, back in 10 years ago, 2013, Chipotle date's not bad.
It wasn't
popping.
It wasn't because that was early. That was before they were a nationwide phenomenon with salmonella incidents and everything
before the poisoning.
All right, so the next five that we got, number 6 is the movies. Number 7, your house. 8, any fast food restaurant.
Okay.
9, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Come on, you gotta watch the games.
10, Wingstop.
Okay. That Wingstop I get. Buffalo Wild Wings could be a real nice. They have the pay-per-view fights. They got boneless wings. They got so many sauces. Come on.
Out of those, you probably can't get.
Out of those, I gotta ask you a question. Out of those, how many places have you been on dates? First dates on, or dates in general? Like out of those,
I've been on a first date to the movies before, but that was the only one out of those. Out of actually all these first 10.
Okay, just dates in general. Like, have you? Because I've been on dates to Buffalo Wild Wings. I've been on dates to Cheesecake Factory, the movies, Applebee's when I was in high school. Applebee's. They're doing $1 margaritas. They're doing dollaritas right now. So,
I've taken girls from school to dates like to Applebee's before.
We did your birthday at Red Lobster back in the day.
We did. That's right. We did do my birthday, but that's not a date. So that was a family event. That's the only one. I never did like Buffalo Wild Wings for a date.
What about the rest of the list? What else we got?
For my house, not on a first date, but definitely other dates. All right, so the rest of the list, we've got buffets, IHOP, Denny's, the gym.
Okay. They don't want to work out. Okay.
Yeah. Church, Starbucks, coffee dates.
Jeez.
Ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, so no Netflix and chill. Somewhere that requires a long drive. Bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, and sports events. Now, I think the bottom of this list is where a lot of people probably have some issues.
Yeah, when they say all nightclubs, hookah spots, bars, like the gym, like any coffee, like you can't even be sober and satisfy these people on Facebook.
I wonder. See, when they create this list, I wonder where exactly a lot of these people live. Because if you're in the New York City area, there's some really dope spots that are nightclubs or lounges or hookah bars or a bar just for drinks. Even taking somebody to a sporting event, that's a dope first date.
Yeah.
If you know somebody's a Knicks fan as you watch the game, then that would be a really cool first date.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about all the things to do in this area, which is everything. We have so many options. I was thinking the opposite. I was like, shit, if you don't live here, then this list is everything you could do. Including like a long drive, because if you live in middle America, you only have chain restaurants, you only have the movies, your house, coffee, you know, you have to drive everywhere. What more do you want? Like, not everywhere has like you know, plethora of nice restaurants or nice things to do. And it's just like, I don't know, you know, when I feel like when this list went out, you know, I feel like everyone kind of had the same reaction of, this shit's ridiculous. I don't know.
Listen, a lot of y'all hoes think that you're some hot shit. And somebody has to set the expectations right. RIP to Kevin Samuels, because he was doing the Lord's work. But somebody got to let y'all know that 85-90% of y'all belong at the first 20 places on this list.
Yeah, I will say the movies is a terrible first date. Just rule of thumb.
Yeah, it's
you don't
not.
get a chance to talk to the person.
People don't learn that until after they do it for a couple times when they're a teenager.
Yeah.
And then they realize, like, oh, we're just sitting here awkwardly trying to wonder if I should hold her hand or can I reach over for a kiss. Like, it's like that weird situation where there's just so much sexual attention and no communication happening.
Okay, whoa.
was that too much? Was that like J. Cole talking about his experiences in that album? Sorry, my bad.
Started reminiscing. Sexual tension. I was like, whoa, spooky. No, I feel you, man. I feel you. I've been there. I
remembering how I lost that one friend in high school.
Oh man, yeah. You know, when I read this list, I don't know. I felt like this is just one of those things on social media, you know, that go around. Just like the videos of the people, you know, who video record their dates, like the oyster woman or like the woman at the Cheesecake Factory who was upset. Like, you know, this is unrealistic. I don't think this is a reflection of modern women. I think this is just an exaggeration of people who want attention. And they said that this list came from people in a Facebook group. And, you know, I would say my list, number one, is I would never date no bitch communicating about dating in a Facebook group. Like, who's active on Facebook? Like, that's
how are you going to know, though? How are you going to know? You're not going to know.
You know who the hell is still posting on Facebook, man. You could tell. It's the type of people having these conversations seriously because they don't even have a bed frame. Let's be real. Yo. Spooky.
Her fake eyelashes weighing down her eyes. She got long nails and a slick back hairdo. Is that what's happening?
I'm not saying all that, man. Okay. I'm just saying, sorry. Like, I don't know.
Didn't want to stereotype anybody out there, but listen, I do think that this list is nuts.
It's crazy. Troy, what did you take from the list, man? Have you ever gone out on any dates from the places we named?
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, I do. I like Cheesecake Factory. I like a lot of these places. Applebee's is kind of understandable when you're like out of high school. Yeah. But a lot of these, I think it's just people's expectations are just crazy. Like bowling. My first date with my current fiance was bowling. Wow. And it was great. And then we got to a restaurant after, so I like it.
Let him know. Let him know, Troy.
He said my fiance, so it worked out for him, guys. You can learn.
That's right.
Bowling is actually a great date. Like, honestly, you get to talk to the person. You get to, you know, play around. You don't take it too seriously. Mm-hmm. I like games. I like, you know, playing pool. You know, just things like that. I think it's good. It's interactive. You know, I'm always very competitive no matter what I try to win, but I'm not good at these games, so I lose a lot of the time. So it's all good. But yeah, putting bowling on there is ridiculous. Like, you know, like I said, most of America, this is like all there is to do. I mean, if you go to a town and they have this many activities and places, you're in a good place. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I've worked in Michigan before.
Those flyover states, it gets difficult. I did not see cow tipping on this list.
No, me either. But yeah, it's difficult out there. You know, this one dating coach, you know, he's trying to help the men. You know, we talk about the women and their standards, but there's a lot of men out there who are lonely as fuck, man. These single guys. But this guy, he's trying to act like Hitch, you know, one of our favorite movies. Shout out to Will Smith. Maybe he should watch it. Learn from himself. But, you know, this guy, you know, single men actually, what is it like? Okay, it says a 2023 poll says nearly 50% of all young adults are single, with the gender discrepancy what's that? Comprising of 34% of women versus a whopping 63% of men.
Wow.
Damn. And it says the number of sexually active Americans actually sits at a 30-year low for men. And about 30% of young men said they were sexless in 2020. We had COVID, we had the lockdown, but 30% of young men having no sex, it sucks. So this guy says, get off the dating apps, go out and meet women in real life, be yourself. What did you take? What did you take from these stats and his advice? Do you think it'll be helpful? Because there's a lot of lonely men out there, and when you see lists like this of women's standards, I can see how it could be intimidating for a guy who hasn't fucking left the house or talked to a woman in years.
Dude, I remember saying this during one of our topics previously on another live episode where, I think people have just forgotten how to actually communicate with strangers. Yeah. Everyone is scared to just begin a conversation, introduce themselves. People don't know how to break the ice anymore. These are standard things that you need to be able to do to function in society. And we're so used to living behind a screen, swiping left and right, that it's just not working. It's just not working for a lot of people. And a lot of these guys, you have to build up those skills because, sorry, but your picture's not hitting. They're just not. It's just not. And if that's what you're dependent on, just the physical appearance, for a lot of men, it's not gonna get the job done.
Yeah, you got to get your money right. You got to get out there. You got to build up your confidence. And I think the best way to build up your confidence is to actually get out there, meet people, talk to people. Yeah. Troy, you started doing a kickball league. You met some new people. You think that's a good tip for doing interactive things? I know you're not single, but do you think that's good to join groups and stuff like that to meet new people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the social aspect of it, you get to build teamwork, camaraderie, and all that stuff. Definitely helps. Meeting it's definitely a good way to meet new people in the area, and it's exciting. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker. So, find common interests. It doesn't have to be, with the intention to be romantic. I think it's cool just to do fun things. And then, you'll break the ice. You'll feel more confident within yourself, and you'll be able to talk to more people and actually, talk to people in real life and see exactly what worked for them. I think that's also helpful, is building friendships, same-sex friendships, and seeing exactly, what works for you. Where do you go out? Finding ideas. I think when things start existing purely on the internet, we see stupid things like that list going around. And you're right, people's sense of value is way off.
And any guy that fits in that 30% is gonna see that list on social media and be shook. He's gonna be like, "Fuck." They killed my whole flow. 20 of these I can't even do anymore. That's what they're thinking, and instead they're not just having a conversation, figuring out what people like, what they want to do, and it's difficult out there.
Yeah, I want to actually help some of these guys, but then I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to.
You might be able to make a bag out of that.
Yeah, you're right, because they're not spending money on dates.
Exactly.
But they are spending money on OnlyFans, so I don't know.
Consultation costs $50, 30 minutes, $100 for an hour and a half. Hey.
No, hell no, that's not enough. Not enough for me to be talking to these guys. $500 give me on the front end. I'll send you a pamphlet. We'll do lunch with me.
And lunch is on you. And you have to pick the place, and it better be like you're taking me on a date. Pause.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if there's any hope for you guys. Get out there and
that's not a bad setup. I might have to
invest. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.